Till maybe when he passed away, or maybe when he got up at age and sick, and he turned everything over to his sons. But the younger son had a desire to leave home. Most of our children don't like rules. They don't like disciplines. They call themselves, put a sign on the door saying do not disturb. Well, if I'm paying the bills in my house, then you cannot put no sign on no door. Ought to have a witness here.
Amen.
So therefore, if that's going to be the case, then we might as well just take the hinges off the door. You don't have no door, because you don't own no door. Well, God has put the man the head in the household, makes him the leader, makes him the father over the house. Well, we see here that this particular scripture, where the sons, it was a certain man that had two sons. The younger, we talked about it earlier, and then said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided to them his living. And not many days after the younger son had gathered all together and took his journey to a far country. In other words, he had been watching or talking to somebody about the world out there. He thought that the grass was greener on the other side. And he thought if he got over there, he didn't have to live by the rules anymore. In other words, we have rules in the house, but you have to live by those rules. But in the house of the Father of God, there is love, there's fellowship, there is everything in that household that you need is right there. But yet it's still, his little mind wanted to go elsewhere. Meaning if I leave home, I ain't going to worry about the rules and the discipline that I got to live by. So therefore, he said, and he went and he spent all their roads and mighty. In other words, he came to a place where he had the money that his father gave him. And the Bible said it was a mighty famine in the land. In other words, they had no jobs. The economics was chaos. No food. But the Bible said, and he had became in the want, because if you notice, he was feeding all his friends. In other words, we call them fair weather friends. In other words, they here today and gone tomorrow. They should say they gone tomorrow. Now, when you got money, you got some friends. But soon as the money runs out, you ain't got no friends. They all gone. But now when you in need, and you go to them, they'll say, I ain't got nothing. I can't help you. But where were you when I was doing good? You were right there. You were able to party with me. Then they said that he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the field to feed the swine. That's the only job that was available. This man owned some pigs, some swine. And he said, if you go down there and beat them to the husk, you're welcome to it. So therefore, he said, and he went with and feigned and filled his belly with the husk, that the swine did eat. No man gave unto him. Nobody would give him that. Sometimes, my brothers and sisters, we got hit rock bottom. We had it, and we lost it. You can be up there today, but down tomorrow. But now, at the same time as he was out there just doing his thing, partying, you know, just telling everybody, just whatever they want, just put on my tab, give it to them. See, sometimes we don't think about the repercussions. You know, all of the stuff that we did to what got us there. See, a good father still will sit there and look out the window and wonder when his son coming back home. A good father. And we see here, it said, and came to himself. How many have servants of my father have bread enough to spare and perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against thee, against heaven, and before thee. Other words, he come to himself. Sometimes when you've been disobedient, you didn't want to listen. You think you know everything. Father don't know nothing. Mama don't know nothing. I got to go experience this for myself. Well, the Father allowed you to go. Experience it for yourself. And when you get out there and experience it, you coming from royalty to rags. Poor. Your status don't change because you were disobedient. Now, when you was at home, you had everything. You weren't satisfied with mama and daddy and what they had at the household. They had love there for you. They had fellowship there for you. They had all the things that you want. They were going to get it for you. So therefore, why do you want to leave? Well, I got to go, what they call it, sow my wild oats. I got to go experience life. I got to go see what it's all about. Don't be in a hurry, young children, to want to leave home. Stay as long as you can. Yes. But sometimes you have to leave the nest. I wish I could go back in time and be at home where I don't have no responsibilities, no bills to pay, nothing to worry about. But now you got it. Because a lot of us couldn't wait to get it. We was in a hurry. This young lad, he was in a hurry. He kept worrying his dad, his father's soul. And he had went on and give it to him. Then he gave him what he wanted. Then the Bible goes on and said, he rose and he came to his father. But when he yet great way off, his father saw him. In other words, that's how it is when we see our children coming back home. For some folks won't let their children come back to the house. But a good father will let the child come back to the house. I tell my daughter, when you're grown now, when you're out on your own, I say, I understand you get out there, you may lose your job or something may happen. But I always left the door open, as my father told me. He said, son, if you get out there and you get rough, and you had to come back home and start over, he said, you're welcome to come back and start over. So I extend that same invitation to my daughter. A good father will let the children know if they've been obedient, that they will leave that opportunity for them. And some folks said, you can't come back here. You don't messed up. You don't did everything. You got locked up and you dealt with drugs and you're alcoholic. You can't come back here. But this son recognized his fault. When he came to his senses, he said, now I know I got to go back home. There's nothing wrong with going back home. You got some folks, they don't want to go back home. They don't left it. They say, I can't go back to the little country town. I can't go back to that country living. Well, God got a way of bringing you back home. One way or the other, you're going to come back home. And it's so glad that when you could look afar off and see your child coming, just a running. There you is, a good father. Not judging, not telling you that you're not welcome here. But the Bible said he was there with open arms. He had compassion. He ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and thou sight, that no more worthy to be called your son. He's still your son, still your daughter. No matter what they do, they still yours. And same thing with